and the baseball season is upon us. The 2025 campaign starts this weekend. Joining us now to preview what should be an exciting season for the Big 12 Conference, ESPN college baseball analyst and writer for D1, Mike Rooney. Mike, thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, great to see you guys. I know it's busy, right? The basketball is like March Madness is right around the corner, but for us baseball folks, this is it's like Christmas Eve. The season is here.
Yeah, well, it was a busy season, a busy shopping season, busy off season for the Big 12 with the additions of Arizona and Arizona State and also Utah. What do those programs bring to what is now a 14-team conference?
Yeah, I would say I'm a college sports fan, and conference realignment's kind of rough on fans at times, but the baseball fan in me, like the Big 12 in baseball, conference realignment has been awesome for the Big 12 in baseball. So you think about, Arizona and Arizona State are the obvious two additions where there's 9 national titles between those two programs. Arizona State's put more people in the big leagues than any other program. Arizona won the final season of the Pac-12 regular season and conference tournament. And then I would encourage everyone not to sleep on Utah. Very similar to like UCF and Cincinnati coming in the league last year. Utah is we've got shovels in the ground for a $30 million baseball facility. So they've been very, very good. I think top to bottom, the Big 12 in baseball is going to be an awesome league.
A team that definitely was not slept on was Oklahoma State. They were voted the top team by the league's head coaches in the 2025 Big 12 baseball preseason poll. What separates the Cowboys from the pack?
Yeah, I'd say consistency. They're in the top 5 nationally out of 300 programs for the longest regional streak that they're on currently. So you just, under Josh Holliday and that excellent coaching staff, you just know they're going to the NCAA tournament every single year. They've hosted 3 straight regionals, which is an incredible accomplishment. The O'Brate Stadium is one of the marquee venues in college baseball. And then, this team, they do lose some pitching that's got to get replaced. But you've got a kid like Nolan Schubert, who, he could literally be National Player of the Year. This is a 6'5" left-handed hitter who could very easily, not easily, but he 30 home runs is on the table for him.
Yeah, you're getting me excited for this season, dude. Also receiving first place votes, you got Arizona and TCU. What makes the Horned Frogs so dangerous this season?
TCU's they're kind of like the gamble pick, I would say, because last year they were snubbed, right? They didn't make the NCAA tournament, but 2 years ago they're an Omaha team, and the bones of that Omaha team, that College World Series team, those kids are now juniors. So, TCU is hard to figure out because are they who they were 2 years ago or are they who they were last year? But I think the bones of that Omaha team are still there, and you always would bet on that talent.
I'm a basketball guy, and around this time, one thing that's very prevalent and brought up a lot during March Madness is a dark horse, right? So outside of those top 3 teams we just talked about, who do you have as the dark horse that could make some noise in the Big 12 this year?
So I would tell you that the depth of the league in the middle of the league is very congested in a good way. There's so many good clubs there. But I'll give you Kansas. Kansas's position player group, the 9 starters, you're talking about 9 seniors, basically, like kids in their 4th or deeper year in college. And then they've got the preseason pitcher of the year in Dominic Vegley. So you give me an ace and an old, experienced position player group, and I'm in on that. I'll bet on that all day long.
Yeah, Dominic Vegley is lights out, and there is a real buzz around the Kansas pitcher. Last year, he was named Big 12 Freshman of the Year, and a lot of people are projecting big things for him this season. What do you see?
Yeah, with Vegley, I see a kid who's got real arm strength. It's 93 to 96 miles an hour. Who can pitch. It's not just a big, sexy arm, and it's like there's pitchability and there's stuff. He's got a tremendous off-speed arsenal, and he was a player that Kansas felt very fortunate to sign, and then very fortunate to get through the draft in high school. Those types of kids are hard to get to campus, and he was everything they thought he would be and more last year. And you just feel like the progression. I just think Kansas in general under Dan Fitzgerald, this is year 3. the program has just continued to escalate. And yeah, I'm very bullish on Kansas going into this year.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to call one of this guy Vagley's games last year. King, mesmerizing. Like one of those guys you just got to see. You mentioned it. He's got the big arm, but he's also extremely crafty. So a real reason for folks to watch. Mike, thank you so much for joining us, dude. We really appreciate the time, especially because, you know, you got to be real busy. We're ramping up here. Almost time, man. So happy Christmas Eve, and thank you so much for joining us.
You got it. Thanks for having me, guys. Good to see you.